Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Harry. And for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been struggling with long COVID, but I've made massive progress going from bedbound to back loving life again. And on this channel, I just share some of the things and the strategies and therapies that have helped me get from that position to where I am now. And today we're going to be diving into something called the Time Energy Audit, which has been massively beneficial for helping me to reorganize my life and allow me to focus more on recovery. So first of all, you might be thinking, why on earth are we looking at an Excel spreadsheet? What has this got to do with recovery? And I get you, but please bear with me just for a second. So obviously this is not some great recovery hack that's gonna remove your symptoms completely. But personally, I have found it incredibly beneficial to find ways to focus more of my time and energy on the things that will actually help me to recover. So that involves removing certain aspects of my life that are particularly draining, focusing and maybe delegating certain aspects as well, and then completely removing certain aspects as well. So this has been a fantastic little sort of tool that has allowed me to focus more on recovery and allow and bring my energy in the right direction to do so. So first of all, just to explain a little bit what we have here. So this is called the Time Audit energy system. I picked this up actually from a kind of like business guru type thing who's using it for his business, but I have found it incredibly useful for recovery as well. So the whole premise of this is as follows. So essentially what we do is on the left hand side, we go through and we highlight everything that we do in a given week. So maybe it's, meditation, going shopping, making dinner, all of these kind of things. And this is literally everything. So anything from scrolling your phone to the food that you eat, the distance you have to walk. And obviously those things will have different impacts on you depending on how severe or how serious your condition is. So first of all, we go through, we list all of these things off. Now, for some of you, maybe you have kids. I can't even begin to imagine how difficult it must be to be recovering from something like long COVID, whilst having a kid, whilst having a family, whilst having all of these commitments that you have to do. But you can go through and put all of them in here. Now, after we go through, we will, firstly, that will give us a good idea of what we're actually doing in a week. And maybe that will enlighten you a little bit as to certain things you're like, oh, I didn't realize you do that or spend so much time doing that. That can be the first useful thing that gets out of this exercise. But then we secondly go through and we list each item as how it rates in terms of our energy. So maybe it's great for our energy. For example, a morning of meditation, I find pretty good for my energy, to be honest. So I put that as a great. Going shopping, maybe I find that particularly draining. So we'll have to go and put that as draining. And then for other things, maybe it's great or maybe it's a bit neutral. For example, making dinner for me, sometimes it's neutral, sometimes it's great. Maybe I can leave it there. But you can see the kind of premise of this and you go through and list things by how much energy those things are taking up. Now, once we've gone through, we can obviously then look at what we want to do with those items that are particularly draining for our energy so we can focus up more time and more energy on recovery and just, enjoying the time and energy that we do have, whether it be with family or friends and being more present. So we can go through and look at different items. So going shopping, for example, we see that's really draining. So what can we do about it? Now, obviously, this very much depends on, budget. It obviously depends on the responsibilities. For example, picking up the kids is something that has to happen. So I very much obviously want to highlight that. I'm in obviously a very fortunate position that I don't have kids and I'm fairly flexible with work. But I do think there are ways that you can kind of use this to help work things around your life a little bit more. So, for example, if we go to going shopping, can we delegate that for example? Maybe we can't delegate it. Maybe there's nobody that can do the shopping for us. Maybe we can eliminate that, as in, could we get rid of this item completely? Now, when it comes to something like shopping, obviously we can't eliminate shopping. We need to eat, right? So then we would go on to the third item, which would be to automate. Now, could we automate going shopping? Now, potentially this could be an option for you. Maybe you could set up recurring deliveries. So maybe that could be something that you could do. Maybe if you can't automate it, maybe you could delegate in this case. Maybe you could send your friend or a loved one would be happy to do that. That could be an option as well. So it's all about going through and identifying the things that are draining and then what we can do about them. So picking up the kids, for example, again, something that can't be eliminated. The kids need to be picked up. Can't really be automated. It's not a kind of tool. but maybe it could be delegated. So maybe in this case, your partner, maybe a friend, or your mother, somebody like that you could delegate that activity to them. Maybe they'd be happy to do that, especially if you ask them and said, "Look, this allows me more time and energy to then focus on things that matter." Um, Finally, there might be things that we can eliminate. So, for example, you might see these little things that pop up scrolling on your phone, maybe going and walking to a certain place that you don't need to. Maybe there are things that we can simply eliminate, and that can be very, very useful as well. So just quickly, I will show you my example. So this is something that is relevant to my life and my lifestyle and how I've kind of approached it. So first of all, something that I do a lot is writing on my Substack. Now, this is great. I love this. It gives me a lot of energy. It gives me a lot of joy, a lot of purpose. So that's great. I leave it as great and I don't want to remove that. Answering my private work inquiries. So I work for myself and I find that very draining. And I can't really delegate it. I can't really eliminate it because we need to answer them, but I can automate it. So I was able to set up an automated email response with Zapier, and that allows me to automatically reply to those emails without having to manually assist them each time. Making dinner, again, is great or sometimes neutral, but needs to be done. Sometimes when I'm not feeling great, or just when my partner fancies cooking as well, she will cook for me. So again, just very much depends there. But then we go to something like answering customer support inquiries. So again, that's very draining, but can't be eliminated. It could potentially be automated, but we've decided to delegate it to a member of my team. Scrolling on my phone, that's something that I'm sometimes guilty of doing too much. And that's something that I kind of highlighted and was like, okay, I can eliminate that. And then reading is something that I love to do as well. I find it great, super energizing usually. And yeah, I would like to continue to do that. So I hope that makes sense. It's quite a quick video, but something that seems very silly and irrelevant. But for me, all these little things where I've been able to free up little bits of time and energy has massively helped me in terms of recovery and allowing me to focus on the things that matter and focus my energy on the things that are going to aid my recovery, or just living more in the present, right? Because if you can remove a few of these kind of draining activities, maybe you'll have more time in the evening to focus on your kids. Maybe you'll have more time and energy to spend with your loved one, or focusing on doing something recovery, maybe meditation, or maybe a bit of yoga, whatever it might be. I just found this exercise really, really useful. So I hope that helps for you guys as well. I will leave a link in the description so you can download this template and get set up. If you enjoy it and you like this kind of content, please just let me know in the comments. I'm always super, super happy to hear from you and hear what you guys think, whether you want more actionable tips and things like this, or whether you need more sort of motivation or stories or insights into the things that I'm doing. But any feedback will be very much appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys very, very soon.